Alright fellas, we're dropping knowledge right now. I need your pens and papers out. Yes, I brought out the whiteboard. Yes, it is that important. And yes, you need to know this starting right now. I am no stranger to relationships. I am not ashamed to admit that I got a handful of them under my belt. I've had plenty of time and experience to learn and understand what it is that your significant other would want. So I'm going to try to do my best to tell you the things that I've learned that's helping me right now with my current relationship. Dare I say, the happiest I've ever been with anyone. 2 days ago, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. I know 1 year isn't like a long time, but you know, I'm going to take it, especially with my roster being months. Anyways, you're not here to listen to me talk about my rogues gallery. We're going to get straight to the business. So you person on the internet, don't look at my fingers. Did I cut my nails? I did. So you person on the internet, we are going to get you through this crash course right now. So as you can see, the topic of this video is this equals that. That is not an exaggeration. I'm not saying to worship your significant other. That definitely is not the healthy way to do things around here. You gotta have a balance. But that doesn't mean that you should stop yourself from appreciating your woman in this type of way. Here is another word that we can use so that I don't come off as sacrilegious. Damn it, I have bad handwriting. Boom! That right there. They're also this. These are just some examples that you can use to remind yourself that your girlfriend, your significant other, the one you hold so truly, dearly to your heart, is absolutely one of the most important people, one of the most important aspects in your life. She is the glue that's holding you together. She is the laws of the universe that keeps your entropy intact. She's worth more than anything money can buy. So how do we keep reminding ourselves about that? How do we keep this in practice on a day-to-day basis? There are the 5 hers. It sounds weird right now, but I'll write it down and it'll make sense. Fun fact, I coined this myself. Someone probably came up with this already. I'm just gonna take it still. Okay, it's a little bit wonky. I got a little bit off-centered, but this is gonna work for now. Respect her, desire her, admire her, flatter her, and know her. That's all it takes. When you respect her, what I mean is that you understand she is her own individual person. She has her own space, her own body, her own thoughts, her own feelings. You need to take into account every single one of those things and take them all seriously. Don't take them for granted. Don't take them as a joke. Don't take them lightly. Listen to her, perceive her, and understand her. I feel like a lot of young men, and honestly men in general, if they were raised a certain way, like there's like a stereotype where women and men are only fit for this and that. They can only do this and that in their own respective fields. As society progresses, that viewpoint seems to blend into each other. So there's not really a concise field that we need to stay in. You know, like there's some things women can do and some things men can do. It's not just like you're expected to do this and to stay like this. So I feel like when men approach their woman like that, their significant other, like, hey, I expect you to do this and this is all you should do. I shouldn't be expected to do this. There's not really a respect element onto that. Obviously, believe what you want to believe. I see some people where they have a reasonable stance on this. As long as there's a level of understanding and empathy towards each other and respect and appreciation, then by all means, go for it. But when there's toxicity and there's just unfairness involved, that's not really respecting your significant other. She doesn't need to do everything that you can do as a man. You cannot disrespect her by saying that she can't even try. Like, you just dismiss it. The thought of it is just a dismissal. Like, oh, you can't do that. You're not the man of the household. Oh, you know, like, I should be doing this. If anything, you don't want her to be self-reliant and as capable as possible by herself. And hopefully she would expect the same from you. Obviously, there's some things men can't do and there's some things women can't do. It doesn't need to be so boxed in and labeled. There needs to be an understanding that things are evolving, and generally the capabilities of what men and women can do are honestly just a lot more than what we traditionally view them as. When you respect her, you see her as your equal, you acknowledge her capabilities, you don't dismiss the things that you don't think that she can do. You don't just treat her as someone who's supposed to fit a role. That just boils down to respecting her individuality. You're not really just pinning her down to that role. And apart from respecting just her individuality, you're also respecting her space. You're respecting her body. When me and my girlfriend first started talking, we discussed that on one of our first dates. Like, what are we comfortable with around each other when it comes to, you know, touching and just like being in our physical spaces. And she told me straight up she didn't really like PDA. This is important. You need to respect that. You can have your own intimate moments in private, but this is her dignity at this point. Okay, so you don't want to embarrass her. You don't want to make her feel violated in front of people. And this goes for more than just PDA. Honestly, if she just doesn't like being touched as much, if you do like physical contact, like hugging and holding hands, communicate that. That's the best thing I can say. If this person is willing to accommodate, you'd be surprised with, you know, just what you two can work out together. But as long as you communicate this, like the first few dates or so, like when you guys first start hanging out and meeting each other, in my opinion, I think you're doing well. So also, pro tip, when you're listening to her and she's like venting or just ranting and telling you like a problem that she's going through, you want to differentiate if this is a situation where you need to just let her talk so she can have her emotions spill out, or if she's looking for a problem being solved. Also, when she sends you text and it's like multiple texts or it's like a long text, reply to everything. Don't just reply to whatever you feel like replying to. If she has like a long message or a series of messages, there's like different parts that are addressing one thing, another thing here, one thing there. Address all of them. Reply to everything that she says. And even if you don't feel like talking to her, do your best and sacrifice this moment for her sake. Okay, she's telling you all this stuff that she wants to tell you. Trust me on this. All right. Now we're going to talk about desire. I feel like some people are going to say that desiring her is similar to flattering her. And I'll tell you right now why they're different. Flattering her, which I will explain more later on in the video. Flattering her is an action you're actively doing towards her. Meanwhile, desiring her is a passive thing. This is something that she might not even know for the longest time. You see what I mean? Flattering is more obvious, but desiring is something that's more interior. When you desire her, you're yearning for her even when she's not there. You yearn for her, you miss her, you see her everywhere you go, you hear her through the birds chirping, through every love song. You see a flower and it reminds you of her. You smell something sweet and it's like she's there in the room with you. This is the level that I need you to be on. You gotta be romantic with a capital ROMANTIC. Like, it's gotta be to the point where when she's not there with you, it kind of hurts. So to desire her is to yearn for her, and to yearn for her is to miss her, and to miss her is to ache and pain for her. This is the level that I need you to be on. Another way of desiring her is to have acts of devotion. For example, when you're missing something, you kind of attach yourself to things that remind you of this thing. What I mean about acts of devotion is your hobbies, things that you like to do. If you're a writer, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, you miss this person so bad that you put her into the things you love. You put her into your hobbies, you put her into your creations. That's what acts of devotion is. If you're a person that writes poems, you better be writing poems about her. If not, are you really yearning for her? Are you desiring her? We need to bring yearning back. There's too much nonchalance going around. It's like, oh yeah, I miss her or whatever, but I'll see her next week. Brother, you gotta be writing poems. You gotta be writing haikus. You gotta be doing stuff that puts her into everything that you love. Surround yourself with her. Make paintings of her. Make things that just remind you of her. That is what I mean when I say to desire her. All right, next. Admire. To admire her is to appreciate her efforts, and not just her efforts towards you and your side of the relationship, but just on her end individually in her general life. Yes, of course, appreciate the things that she does for you and the things she does in the relationship. Of course, always appreciate that. What I mean though is that when she has her own accomplishments, like she had a promotion or she got good grades in university, celebrate it. Even the smallest things, celebrate it and acknowledge it. tell her you're proud of her. You need to put it in your mind that when she wins, you win. And it goes both ways as well. Don't worry, I'm looking out for you too. And on top of that, be interested in her interests. Even if it's something you previously haven't had any interest in. I'll put it in this way. This is the person you're choosing to fall in love with. How can you also not be interested in this person and what they do and you're still in love with them? That makes no sense to me. That's like just a vapid relationship right there. If you're not now, then find a way. Just try to accommodate that. Just you showing that you're trying goes a long way. They can catch that and see that your efforts are there and it's appreciated. Overall, simply just find her fascinating. All right, now we're touching onto flattering her. And I'll explain more into detail what I was talking about earlier. Obviously, when you think about flattering someone, you're thinking about complimenting them, telling her she's pretty, telling her she's looking good. But it can also be getting her gifts, being spontaneous, doing something that lets her know that she's on your mind. Flattering her can mean taking her on dates, making effort for quality time together, which can also mean doing cutesy girly stuff that you would never have approached in a million years. And on top of that, you have to do your best to notice her efforts. If she tries something new, like a new hairstyle or a new dress, or puts on makeup after what feels like it's been a long time, she just puts in effort for something special or just on the whim. Let her know that you see that. Let her know that her efforts are being appreciated. You don't have to go overboard and just like drown her in compliments. Just even like a few things here and there. One thing. And the last one, which is a lot more detailed than the others. And I'll show you why. Okay. What I mean about knowing her. Literally, take notes. Watch and observe. And if it comes down to it, if you're really not picking up any information, ask her questions. Ask her the important ones. For example, that's a C, by the way. Menstrual cycle. Know when she starts, know her phases, know what she craves when she's in her period, know what her preferences are, how she wants to be comforted, stuff like that. Honestly, for this one, it's better to just ask. That's what I did with my girlfriend. I asked, which I've never done before. As you mature and understand, as a man, we have the privilege of staying completely the same for 30 days of the month, year round. But for our significant other, they go through like literally a week, 2 weeks of some of the most irritable pain of all time. I've seen this video, it's just like a 3D model that basically shows you what happens when a woman goes through their menstrual cycle. And that looks like it hurts so bad. I can understand why you'd be so mad going through that. The least we can do is to know the information pertaining to this. Basically, at this time, this is when you show yourself as a man how you can provide and take care for your woman. Next thing. And writing is so bad. It's not that bad. Her likes and dislikes. It's as straightforward as it can get. If you know what she likes, then you get more of what she likes. And if you know what she dislikes, then you do your best to avoid bringing that up. For example, my girlfriend likes raspberry sweet tea, and to be specific, the Publix brand raspberry sweet tea. So obviously I'm going to do my best to bring more of that around. What she doesn't like, however, and to my unfortunate dismay, is cheeseburgers. I mean, she can eat it, but she doesn't really want to eat it. So if we're on a dinner date, then I'm going to do my best not to bring her to a burger place. This ties in with her favorites as well. This is more like a trivia. Like if someone was to put a gun to your head and you have to list off all the favorite things that your girlfriend likes, you better be doing that thing like you recited it every day, day and night, before you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning. You better know that like the back of your hand. Know her favorite color, know her favorite animal, know her favorite food, know her favorite drink. The list goes on. Know her clothing and her jewelry. Chances are she likes one of these two, if not both. This helps you out in the long run because if you were to get one of these as a gift, at least you got the right size. And once you get the size figured out, like for me, I had to ask, you need to observe what she likes, what she picks out when you go to the store together. When you guys go on a date, whenever she's hanging around, take note of what she's wearing. Like, just understand her preferences. Okay, so we got over the 5 hers. Simple enough. They're honestly the basic things you need to do, explained in more detail. But obviously, there's a lot more you need to do on top of that. These are more generalized things, and honestly, it's a bit subjective to what you're able to do. I'll list them out for you. Introduce her to friends and family. What this does is that it shows that you're proud of who you chose. Obviously, for you to do this, you should know in your mind that you chose a really suitable person. You don't want to just find someone on the side of the street, go on a couple of dates, not really know if she's someone that you want to be serious with, and then do something like this, which in my opinion is more on the serious side of things that you can do in your relationship. So you want to know that this is a suitable person that you can see, at least for a little bit, a future together. It's easy, honestly, to show that type of person to your mom, your parents, your best friends. It's honestly showing them the person that makes you happiest. That's what it was like for me. I have a lot of friend groups, so there's multiple times where she met my friends for the first time. Each friend group has their own special dynamic with me. It was so fun bringing her to each friend group because it just felt like they were seeing a part of me that they haven't really unlocked yet. Only she could bring out of me. I don't know. It felt so wholesome. It felt like I completed life. Like I was just like, guys, this is that special someone, and you're seeing a part of me that, you know, only she can bring out. That's what I mean when I say when you found the right one, when you found that person, it's so easy to show her to everyone else. You know, it should be something that you're looking forward to, that you're excited to do. Another thing, strive to be better. Strive to be a winner, someone that can provide, someone that can be there to be a protector for her. Strive to be a champion and to elevate yourself to levels that you wouldn't have thought of if you were by yourself. When you love someone so much and you admire and respect them, there's an innate feeling that they give to you that I can only describe as just like a flame that grows stronger through time. It's the same thing like when you're on Instagram or TikTok and there just happens to be like a hyper attractive person like lip syncing, doing the most basic thing, not even like thirst trapping, just existing on the camera. And you click on the comments and you see like a half a dozen of comments that are going, I need to get rich, I gotta get my money up. There's just like a desire now to reach a certain level of wealth and status to be able to provide comfortably for this person that you deem desirable, I guess. I know I've been using desire a lot in this video, but hear me out. The same thing applied with me and my girlfriend, but it's not just because she's just beautiful to me. There's something deeper in there. Like I want to be able to give her a life that she's comfortable in. Like she's got everything that she needs. Like it's that type of feeling. She gives me motivation to just be so much better than I am today. Like I want to be better every day. I want to get to that point where I can do things for her. If she needs something, I can get it for her. If she wants something, I can get it for her. And that can be like a more materialistic side of things. But that also comes with just like displays of love, you know, like I can do this for her. Like I got you, babe. Like, you know, you don't gotta worry. It doesn't have to be overnight, but that feeling needs to be there so you can strive for something. You don't want to just completely stay stagnant, even though they can say like, I love the way you are now. Like you're perfect for me now. You want to continuously keep growing, not only for yourself, but for this person too, because that's how much this person means to you. Not just like financially or whatever status wise. You want to be a better person in general, just more kind, more patient, whatever it is. You want to be a decent human being and a better one every day for this person. And then finally, communicate. Wow, ignore that you. What this does is expands your emotional maturity. When you're able to communicate with her, and I mean through like working things out, like there's like an issue that needs to be resolved, or you guys are arguing or having a problem, that shows that you're working with her. You know, you're not working as separate people in a relationship, you're working as one. It shows that you're on the same page and you want to get through this together. You want to win together, stepping out of the realm of just, you know, like the negative things, like you're arguing and disagreeing. On your first few dates, bring up important things that need to be brought up, things that need to be known in the relationship. Like all the things that I mentioned before. What are your preferences when it comes to this? How would you approach this situation, this scenario? What are the things you want in a relationship? What are the things you don't want? Ask her important questions that you should be asking in the beginning so that you guys know what you're both getting into. Communication is key. When there's an issue, communicate. When there's something important that needs to be brought up, communicate. When you want to tell her you love her, communicate. Overall, I've alluded to this multiple times throughout the video, but the main thing you want to do with all the things I just mentioned, package it all into one box and wrap it with this bow, is to show her you're serious. Show her you are intentional. You're playing the long game. You're thinking ahead. You're thinking of the future with this person. Show her that you're laying foundations down and you plan to build on top of that. When you respect her, you're serious about her individuality. When you desire her, you're serious about your feelings towards her. When you admire her, you're serious about the things she's passionate in. When you flatter her, you're serious about the things you say and do for her. And when you know her, you're serious about her, about knowing everything about her. Same thing applies with introducing her to your friends and family, communicating well, wanting to elevate yourself to be a better man. All of this is in line with being serious about her. When you choose the right person and they bring so much value to your life and they love you and reciprocate you back, you cannot help but be serious about this person because you can't help but see a future with this person. I'm only 1 year with my girlfriend, but hey, I wouldn't complain if this year turned into decades with this person. That's how serious I am about her. And in turn, I do my best to display that seriousness and level of intentionality with everything I do for her and everything I do towards her. And when you're serious about someone, you cannot help but to treat them and view them in such a high regard. Or in other words, she's your goddess. Not to be sacrilegious, my girlfriend's Catholic. Anyways, yeah, that's all it really takes. This isn't the hardest thing to do in the world. Honestly, when you love someone so much, this comes off really easily. But if you're in the process of figuring that out with this person, maybe they're new to your life, or you just met recently and you're trying to figure out the future together, this could be a really good step. And I hope you're able to practice the things I've said in this video. Not everything I said is scripture. I know damn well that it's helped me a lot in my relationship now. Hopefully after this video, you kings out there go out into the world and find the perfect queen for you. You better treat them as such. Remember, fellas, when it's the right person, loving is easy.